Okay, so I just did a quick little blow dry, and I'm going to take my small brush again, and I'm just going to do basically the same thing, just a little bit lower, and have my graves be just a little bit bigger. Okay. And it's okay if they kind of overlap. This spot looks a little bit wet still, but I don't really care because we're just having fun. All right. And again, kind of if you want to make it kind of like a hill, you can. Some maybe going up or down, but in general, they're about the same color to water ratio, and they are about the same height up the page. Okay, maybe a little squat one here. Okay, now again, I'm going to take my larger brush using my size 4 here, and I'm just going to kind of paint along the bottom, blend that bottom line in. This is giving that sense of depth of like the shape of the ground. So maybe we're on a little bit of hill down here. All right. And, maybe there's still a little mist over here. Did a little squirt, but I kind of want the tops of these to just blend away. Okay, maybe we can see a little bit, but okay. These ones, maybe they're blending a little bit. Ooh, dirty water. Jeez. If you get something a little bit darker, you might want to dab, dab, dab with a paper towel. That's another way that you can also kind of create a blendy look, is dabbing with a paper towel. Okay. All right. Now we're going to let that dry, and we'll come back again. All right. We're back. I let this sort of dry, not too much, because I do kind of like it to be a little misty. Ooh, that's way too big. I think I still want to use my tiny brush. Just feeling bold, but then that was a little bit too big. So just slightly darker this time. This is still a little wet up here, which I love because it's kind of giving that foggy sense again. Okay, it's really foggy over there. Let's do some right here. So again, they're all, maybe our hill is going to kind of dip a little bit. But they're not super dark yet. Okay, clearly I didn't actually let this dry. Maybe the fog's starting to lift on this side, okay? All right. All right, so now I'm going to take my size 4 splatter and bloom brush, and I am, again, going to blend the bottoms of these so we get the shape of our ground. All right, I kind of love that that one's just like, hey, I'm going in spooky. Going in spooky. Okay, and just kind of pull that color down a little bit. Blend it in. All right, if you want to do some kind of like spooky, like spirity blobs, you can like even drop some water on it, like somewhere. And that might push away some of the paint and create some cool bleeds and blooms. It's like mine's a little, I might do that a little bit later. Mine's a little bit dry in those spots where I'd like to do that. So, but right here, you can see there's a little extra water, and that's like very cool. That's not the dryer. Okay, we're gonna dry again, and I'll meet you back. Right, we're back. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm making my paint pot a little bit darker. I think I'm gonna make my hill kind of go like that. So maybe this one's a little taller. Okay, right there. My gravestones are gonna be slightly bigger. I'm still just kind of making them more blob shape. I'm not too worried about like making them look like super duper realistic. I just want kind of generic shape vibes. If you want to get really into the size and shape of stuff, go for it. This one's maybe going on a hill down here. Maybe this one's like a tall one. We've got like a little shorty over here. Okay. So again, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to go along the bottom, creating that line where like the grass is. Okay. And if you are noticing it's leaving some kind of drying lines, you could even, like here, it's kind of leaving like a weird drying line. You could just add some more paint in there. And then we're just going to take a damp, dry brush and just fade out that line. Okay, we've done this in some of our previous videos. Just fade that line down. Because as we get closer, it's going to get darker. So this little gentle fade is going to kind of just recede into the background. Okay, so maybe it's a little, I feel like we've got some mist happening right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to just kind of gently blend out these shapes a little bit. So you can kind of see them, but maybe that fog's kind of rolling out there. Okay. There we go. I think that's good. I don't mind. It's a little, I might add just some water and we can kind of, oh yeah, you can really see that. You can see some cool shading there. Okay. All right, we're going to let this dry and be back again in a second. All right, now we are getting closer so we can get things a little bit darker. Let's see, I'm going to do like a rectangle here. I think maybe with like a little bit of a base or something. Like that. Okay, let's do something like that. Maybe this one has like a neighbor. And then let's do something like maybe a spire kind of situation. Okay. And these ones, I don't know that I'm going to have like a ton of clouds and stuff, but I will blend it in at the base. Grabbing a little bit more color because I want it to be smooth and some of them have kind of dried. Okay. Just gonna blend that color out. So I'm cleaning my brush, tap, tap, tap on my towel. This would be a good one for the bigger brush, cover a larger area. Really got to clean my water cup. Okay. So here we go. Kind of nice. Maybe you want a little bit of mist kind of coming in from this side. So I'm just gonna just gently introduce some water over here. It's just gonna kind of fade out. Okay. Maybe it's kind of rolling in over this one too. Yeah, I like that. And I don't mind that this little line is still there. I think it's kind of cool. So, all right, let's keep going. I'm going to blow dry again and I'll meet you back. Okie dokie. This one is going to be our last big layer. I'm using my bigger brush. And this can be really dark. Okay. So maybe this one has like a little cross up there. And I'm okay if it is kind of messy. I'm kind of digging that like messy vibes situation. This brush feels a little too big for fine detail. So I'm going to switch to my smaller brush. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to do like a little semicircle, triangle. Well, none of those shapes are correct. What shape? This shape. Got like a little point in the middle. Okay. Great. And so we're like, what we've been working on is playing around with depth of field. So like things really far in the back are harder to see. We've talked about like how we can use water to create kind of like a misty um, look. It's a big one. We have used layers and darkening each layer and creating drama. Yeah. And that's kind of, I almost want to do like a little bit of like a line along the bottom. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of regretting that. I just, yeah, well, here we are. So, yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm just kind of making some grass. So you do what makes sense to you. But yeah. So that's my graveyard, friends. Yeah, here, let's back up a little bit. It's one of those ones I think looks better like and if you wanted to kind of add some little details, you could take your tiny brush and you could do like, I don't know, just little shadows with like an additional layer or something like this, you know, maybe some grass, da 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 da, something like that. If you wanted, I honestly think it's like kind of, maybe you want like a hill. I don't know, you can play around with adding different layers back there if you wanted to, but I think it's kind of good as is. I don't know what's going on back there. What am I doing? I probably should have stopped, you know, but here we are. Okay. Whatever. Sorry. All right. So there we go. There is the graveyard. Just play around here with some layers. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Happy painting. I don't know. I think I need to go take a break. But see you tomorrow for a ghost spooky. Bye.